Okay, so literally, dude, knock it off. Seriously, just type in the code that's printed right here.
I'm literally typing it the way that it's written.
No, you're not.
Yeah, look. 6, 3, lowercase m, uppercase... Oh, fuck, that's a number, not a...
Okay, and we've solved the problem.
Hold on. Uppercase A. Yes, I type with one hand. 7, 12. Is there a 12 key, or is it 1, 2?
I hate you so much.
I'm just kidding. I know it's 1, 2.
Do you?
H, lowercase type. Uppercase Q, and enter.
You're missing about 2.5 more lines. Why did you hit enter?
I thought...
I'm glad we're in like a training mode, so I can train you on this, and it's not the real thing.
But I don't understand. Like, if I'm going to the next line, I should be clicking enter.
I hate my life so much right now.
You love me, though. Aren't you happy that Leon's sick?
No. Mainly because this entire place stinks.
It does smell extremely badly. Is he okay in there?
I think so.
What did you do to him?
He just woke up sick, and all exits, no waiting. And he's just been in his bathroom the whole time.
All exits, no waiting?
Yep.
Is that an acronym, or?
No. It's coming out all exits of his body. There's no waiting. He can't control it.
So he's peeing at the same time, too?
I'm not in there to verify. But
when you say all exits, that terrifies me.
Yeah. You've never been that sick?
No, what I mean is like, I don't know. When you say all exits, my brain goes to a lot of places.
How many exits do you have?
Well, you pee, you poop, you puke, right? You could be crying, snot, ears.
That's fair.
Right? Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, that is terrifying. Now, if you're talking the double dragon, I think we've all had the double dragon at some point or another.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it, if you want to call it that.
Is that what he has, is double dragon?
Yes. Where he's just projectile.
He got his annual flu shot, didn't he?
I don't know, but it's gross.
That thing messes me up.
It is awful.
Every single time I get it.
Luckily, the vents in here take care of most of the smell.
Then how is it still getting in here? I thought maybe it was circulating the air.
It's like a hint. It's like Oud de Leon.
Hint o shit.
Yeah, hint o shit.
Maybe you should light a citrus candle or something. It'll smell like citrus in here.
No. It's bad enough. I don't need to cover it up with citrus.
With fake smell that just masks it and kind of makes it worse.
Yeah. I actually don't like citrus candles.
Really?
No, not a big fan. If I'm going to do a smell, it's usually a fall or winter smell that I really like. My two favorite seasons.
Fair enough.
And they have the best smells.
My wife has it's like a caramel pumpkin candle thing. And I'm not a candle person, but that thing smells pretty nice.
I absolutely love candles when the house smells really good. We used to go to Yankee Candle all the time.
I cannot go in Yankee Candle.
Oh, I love it.
It gives me instant migraine. All the different smells and the super strong fragrance, like it, instant migraine for me.
This was the worst decision to bring you in here.
Why?
You can't type and you hate smells.
No. I like smells. I'm saying like walking into a place like Yankee Candle where there's all the different smells assaulting you and they're all manufactured smells, like that will give me a headache.
Oh, no, not me.
It's like being around a lot of cleaning supplies at once. Like that'll give me a bad headache.
Like when you walk down the laundry aisle.
No, I don't think I've ever had that with laundry aisle. But like doing like heavy duty cleaning on the Taz, you know, like one dude's got like Fabuloso and another guy's got bleach, another guy's got this other like weird pine sol stuff, and like all those smells mixed together will give me a bad headache.
Fabuleach Sol.
Ooh, he might be onto something with that.
Trademark it. Give me a quarter.
Here you go.
What's going on?
Hey,
Dude,
what's up, man?
dude, what are you fucking doing here? I've been looking for you all
Learning
day.
how to type a code.
For what? We've been up there sweating our asses off all day trying to get this maintenance done. Looking for you.
I got a notification this morning on my watch that said that I was supposed to come down here and talk with Doom. And I got down here and he was like, oh, thank God you're here. I need to start teaching you how to do this.
For what?
He told me it was going to take 5 minutes to teach me. I don't know if he's a terrible teacher, but we've been doing this for like an hour and a half, and I still don't.
Yeah, well, now it's almost.
It's giving me a headache trying to teach this kid something other than grunts.
Well, actually, what is that smell? That's what's about to give me
it's
a
pretty
headache.
bad, isn't it?
That's
Yes.
Leon.
What is going on in here?
That's Leon right there.
Good God! Seriously?
It's on and off. You can hear him. It's like clockwork.
Chris, let me ask you this question. If I was to tell you
Okay.
that he was sick, all exits, no waiting, what would you think that meant?
The no waiting part, I'm not sure, but all exits, I would say that he's, projectile from
From
his-
where specifically?
his mouth and ass, like a big old donut hole from both ends.
That's it? Like you wouldn't think about other stuff too?
No, not really. But I mean, not if
Maybe
he's sick.
maybe I just overthink stuff.
You
like this.
do.
I mean, if you got a cold, you got
Which
to
is
run
weird
your nose,
because you're
but-
not overthinking this friggin'. You're not even thinking about this code.
No, yeah. So what notification are you talking about? I was
So,
expecting
here,
you
look,
upstairs,
look,
and
look,
you're
look,
not
look,
helping out.
See, right here in the messages, I got this. It said that Chief Master Gunny Doom had put in a SAD request for me.
I got it.
That I
I
was
don't need to
supposed to-
see your notifications. It's not like
You just said, how did I know?
Well, no, I don't need you to text me pictures of the car accident if you're going to be late, or send me a picture of medical paperwork if you went into sick call. But
Car accident.
if
What the
you,
hell is he talking about?
I don't know. He does this.
no, I'm saying like, anyway.
Look, man,
So
it's my
the
fault.
SAD requested what?
I put in the SAD request because bills came up, said Leon's horribly sick. He is confined to his space. I have to bring him food and everything, and I need somebody else up in here. So my first thought was Drew.
So you did this. You just requested him, and
I needed
you
to
requested him specifically, or just
swap.
requested help?
I needed to swap assignment duties with your division,
Okay.
and I just put it in and sent it to your Chief Master Gunny.
Okay. Listen, if something like that has to happen again, can you just give me a heads up?
Well,
I guess
I've been
I'm like-
dealing with a sick Leon and a dumb Drew.
And he talked to the Chief Master Gunny for us.
Yeah, I did go a lateral move. I apologize being your friend that I didn't talk to you.
No, it's fine. I'm not upset with you. But if you, on the other hand, like, do a follow-up so I know. I don't have to.
I shot you a message when I was brushing my teeth and said, hey, did you see this?
Well, the answer is no.
Obviously.
You're not wearing your watch again.
Yeah.
Well, he's never worn his watch, so.
It didn't even cross my brain that he wouldn't get the notification. He's the only one who I know that doesn't wear it.
Neither here nor there. Give me a heads up next time, and we're good.
Okay.
Well, just so you know, I'm sad down here for the next week.
And because he's down here, I am sad. And I'm
So-
not talking about swapping assignment duties.
What
I'm
is-
talking about sad.
But if it's for the next week, what is it that Leon has? Because I recently got sick on New Year's Day, actually, but it was only a 24-hour thing.
I honestly don't know.
Do you not hear him? I don't think that's going to be a 24-hour thing.
Yeah, he is.
No,
horfing.
that's what happened to me. It was New Year's Eve, middle of the night. No, New Year's Day night, and middle of the night, I just stomach grumbling, and I went there, used the bathroom, right? Bellagio fountains, full display, and then I couldn't even control myself. Like, I had to hurry up, get done, because then immediately I was throwing up. And it was just Technicolor projectile everywhere. And the worst part about it is, first off, I don't mind puking, but for whatever
I
reason,
absolutely hate it.
well, I know, and some people do, and it's, to me, it's not a big deal, except for this time, it was at the bottom of my breath, so I had a full, complete exhale. Then my body went into full mode where I'm heaving for what
You ever
felt
seen those,
like
like,
20
seagulls?
seconds at a time.
throw their head back to catch breath and then bring it up to laugh. That's
basically what happened, because I was like, I was trying to catch my breath in between heaves, and there was nothing in my stomach. Like whatever water I had drank, whatever, it was all coming up. But
Just
my
bile
body
at that point?
was trying, bile and stomach acid burning on the way up. But it was like trying to find whatever's in my intestines, work all the way around, and come back up. This reverse peristalsis, as we say.
So have you ever had food poisoning?
As we say, no
Yeah.
one says that.
No, that's a medical term.
Well, yeah. Maybe somebody in medical would say that, but none of us.
Anyways, have you ever had food poisoning before? Like
I mean,
actual diagnosed
who
food
hasn't?
poisoning?
Yes, but this
I have
was
talked
not
to a
it.
lot
This
of
was
people
like a
that are
virus.
like, "Oh, I had food poisoning. I threw up once." You didn't have food poisoning.
No.
So I thought that I had food poisoning before, and then a couple years ago, my wife and I flew to Connecticut for my sister's wedding. And while we were there, they had it like, what's the word I'm thinking of? Catered by the place that did the wedding. And I don't eat roast beef very often, and they had these like roast beef roll things there. And when I ate it, I thought that it tasted a little off, but it was one of those where I was like, oh, well, I don't eat it very often, so maybe I'm just forgetting like what it tastes like. And on the flight back, we left like an hour after the wedding, jumped on the flight back to California, and on the flight back, both me and my wife got sick, like terribly sick, and we were sick for days after that. Come to find out, like almost everyone at the wedding got food poisoning, like they sued them and all this other stuff. Fast forward about 2 months, you know how like sometimes when you get sick, when you go to the bathroom, it's like pulling the plug, and you're just like, oh no. That happened to me. I go, I'm like,
uncorks it.
I'm like completely normal. Like I had eaten something that day. I don't remember what it was.
Oh,
And I went,
there it is.
Oh man, that has to be like a celebratory champagne bottle being popped.
Jesus Christ.
Just spray everywhere.
But anyways, like I go to the bathroom, just normal.
Sounds
It's
like a wet muffler.
It's like, oh, I gotta go use the bathroom, and I'll be right back, honey. And I go in the bathroom and I sit down, and it just boom. I was like, oh. And as soon as that happens, then like your body catches up, and I was like, oh no, oh no. And I yelled for my wife, and she comes in the bathroom, and she's like, what? I was like, I have food poisoning. She was like, no, you don't. You're being dramatic. The next 3 days of just dying, I puked and shit so hard, I blew a blood vessel in my eye, and my entire eye was red and black. And one of the guys I worked with was super, super religious, and he would not look at me.
El Diablo.
He was like, dude, it freaks me out every time I look at you. I can't talk to you. And it stayed like that for like probably 2 or 3 weeks with the like whole thing red. It looked crazy. But that was by far, I thought that the first time I got food poisoning at the wedding was the sickest I'd ever been. That second one was the sickest I've ever been in my life. I was fucking miserable.
Is
Leon crying in there?
I mean, he might be. I don't blame him. This has been going on for like the last couple hours. But every time I throw up, yeah, it is a call to the ancients. I don't throw up quietly at all. Like neighbors are calling priests, and
like Linda Blair comes to make sure you're okay.
And it is awful, which is like my wife can puke and I won't even know it. And I'll be in the next room. She's so quiet with it. But me, no. It is awful. Last big one I had was at a Halloween party, and I was on my back deck just hanging out, and next thing I know, over the side. And it was all over the place. And we're about, I guess the deck itself would probably be about 4 foot up. And then I'm 6'3", so 10 foot off the ground, here comes vomit. So it's got enough time for me to vomit, and then that pause, and then you hear it hitting the ground. And that sound of vomit hitting the ground is unmistakable.
I will say the feeling that comes before you throw up is like the worst feeling in the
Oh,
world.
yeah.
And you just start panicking a little bit. You're like,
Sweating.
if I start taking some deep breaths, sip a little water, like I could fight it off.
It's like you're trying to go into Lamaze.
Is it where like
And like
that-
sometimes you get that feeling where like you're sitting there and you're like, okay, if I just put my finger down my throat and throw up, maybe I'll get by it. Or like you're in like that negotiation period with yourself. You're like, you could do this, man. Just
negotiation period?
no. We could do this. We could do this. And you're just fighting it for the next 2 hours, and then eventually you finally puke. You're like, I should have just puked 2 hours ago. It would have been done.
Yeah.
But that sounds more like a morning after drunk puke, where you're like, I know I'll feel better if I just get it over with. Because I thought you meant the immediate before, where you have like the
That's what I'm
slight
talking about.
burps
I'm
and the
talking
slight
like
hiccups, and then you just know
there's
it's seconds away.
Yeah, there's a moment that comes, and it happened to me when I was 16. The first time I can remember it happening, I was on a plane flight, and I was in like the middle of the plane. And I
you
was
should just
sitting
not
there.
go on airplanes.
Well, it wasn't that. It was I had again eaten something a little weird that day, and I was sitting on the plane, like when you're talking to the person next to you, like just chit chatting. The person next to me was saying something, and I realized I couldn't hear what they were saying because I was focusing so hard on not puking. And it came out of nowhere. I was just like,
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm good. There's like 30 minutes left on the flight. Like, oh, I'm okay. Sip a little water. And then you have that moment when you're like, I'm not okay. And I jumped out of the seat. In hindsight, I should have just grabbed the bag and puked in the bag. But I tried to run to the back of the plane, and the little cart was in the way. And like I like run up behind the lady, and I'm like, and I like tapped her on the shoulder, and she turned and looked at me all rude, and I was like, poking at my face, and she was like, oh, get out of the way. And she like pushes the cart off to the side, and I tried to go by, and I got caught with my jacket, and I'm like, oh no, and I pull it off, and I start. I'm like 6 rows away from the bathroom, and I have my hands in front of my face. And I make eye contact with these 2 girls sitting in the second to last row.
28E and 28F.
Both of them are gorgeous, and they make straight eye contact with me, and I threw my fingers, projectile vomit all over all of them. And I go into the bathroom, and I'm in there puking my brains out, and I'm wearing this nice jacket that is now covered in puke that was the one that got caught on the server person's cart. And I didn't leave the bathroom until after we landed and people got off the plane. Like the server came over and was like knocking on the door. She was like, "Sir, are you okay? The people that you threw up on wanted to know if you have the flu or something." And I was like, "I'm okay. I don't know what's wrong. I should have just stood over by my seat." Dude, I was dying of embarrassment. I was 16.
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
get
"Oh
that.
my God, this is gonna follow me the rest of my life." But
It's going
thankfully,
on my permanent record.
thankfully, you guys are some of the very few people I've ever told this story to, so it's not like you guys are going to ever tell anyone. Or
No. I did something similar. It wasn't completely on public. It was on a ship when I was in the Navy. I was sleeping, and I woke up to having to throw up. So I got up and sat up, and I did that, like, do I feel sick?
That's a terrible feeling.
What is the matter with me? No, I just had to poop or something. So I sat there for a few more minutes. I was like, I'm going to hold it. Just lay back. I still got like 35 more minutes of sleep I can get in. No, I had about 1 minute left before that all came out. Except for I waited for about 45 seconds. So I was in a top rack. So I had to jump down on the top rack. And the bathroom was not in our berthing area. We had to leave our berthing area to walk to the bathroom. So it was close. It wasn't very far, but I wasn't gonna make it to the head. I made it to the cleaning locker. So I had my white t-shirt and boxers on, and I had enough time to put flip-flops on. So I come running out. I of course had my hand to my mouth, but I didn't do it with my fingers, like spread fingers like you did. I had just like fist up to my mouth. Like that's going to stop anything?
No.
When it happened, there was a dude coming this way. There was another dude coming this way. And I come running out and I have my hand up and they're like, whoa. Just as the dude said, whoa, it hit my hand. You know where you try to hold it in so you fill up your cheeks
Gross.
Oh God, I can taste it.
So,
It burns.
so it then like spread. Like if you pour water onto the ground, how it spreads out. Same thing with your fist in the way.
It's like the back of a spoon under the faucet, and it sprays on you.
Exactly. And it sprayed on me, sprayed on the floor. It hit both guys at the same time. And I felt so bad because of the older uniforms. They were a pain in the butt to maintain. I ended up throwing up on them, throwing up all over the place, jumped in the cleaning locker and held the door shut. I'm vomiting into the deep sink. Sweaty, gross. Luckily, I got out of there and then went back to my rack, cleaned up, had to go clean up the ground, clean that all up, and then went back into the bathroom just in time for the other end. So luckily, I made it.
I once saw a guy jump out of his rack like that who said he was about to get sick. He was in a top rack, and when he jumped down and hit, he shit all over the floor. It was like the gravity effect hit, and I mean, you heard it go on the deck.
All I imagine is like, your summer vacation and the cousins come visit, and then you want to have a water balloon fight.
Dude.
You want to just
Thank God.
Splashes everywhere.
At the time,
Like
I was in the
and sat down on a pie.
dude. I was in the opposite top rack. I couldn't even imagine being on the bottom rack and like.
That's happened to me.
Oh, I'd be pissed.
But he like me and him. Like I said, we're across from each other, and I heard like the desperate ripping of the curtains in the middle of the night. So I peek out, and I was like, "What the hell's going on?" And this dude, like, I see him like wide-eyed, panicking, getting out of his rack, and he jumped down. Feet hit. I heard the splat, and I just looked down, and he looked right at me and was like, "Oops." He said, "Oops," and then ran to the head. No flip flops,
poops.
no anything. And oops. Yeah, there was a mud pie right there in the middle, and then a trail to the head.
Ugh.
And you know what this dude did? He tried to get back in his rack afterwards and not clean it up.
What the hell now?
Yeah.
Hell no.
I could imagine actually if you're being sick and they were in the middle of birthing cleaners, and they're like, "No, you can't use it. One stall is only open. Oh, I'm going to be sick. We have inspection in 5 minutes. You can't use it." And then you just puke everywhere. And instead of being like, "Oh, bro, we're so sorry you puked," they're just like, "What the fuck? We just got done cleaning that. XO's going to be here
Funny
any
enough,
second."
I had something
Back when
very
we had
similar
XOs
happen
anyway.
on my first ship where they told a dude that he had to puke. They were like, "You can't use the bathroom. We're about to have inspection." He goes, "Okay." Walked into the showers and puked in the showers. And it was all over the stainless steel because, there's only so much projectile that goes in a straight line. And he was like, they were like, "What the fuck?" And he was like, "I told you I was going to be sick. You said I couldn't use the toilet. What else was I supposed to do?"
Yeah.
And he just washed it down the drain. I was like,
There he is again.
He's talking about like pushing green beans and corn down the drain because the little
Just
grate's
waffle
making it get
stomping.
stung. Yeah, that's what happens, when you're in the shower and then you do end up shitting yourself. The
What?
heads are
Wait.
closed.
Have you done that?
"You've
No,
waffle stomped?"
I have not, but
Well,
I don't
I've
think people
actually-
understand that in a fully enclosed vehicle house like what we're in right now, is sometimes the toilets break. And in those instances, your bodily functions don't stop. So, if you can't use the toilet for it to go anywhere, you sometimes, maybe, are led to either being a phantom shitter, and you just do it someplace random, or shower, and then you gotta waffle stomp it, like push it through a holes of a cheese grater. I imagine it like a meat grinder, like on a KitchenAid meat grinder. Just yeah. Or what's worse is when the head latrines are down, when people go on top of somebody else on top of somebody else.
The birthday
And then-
cake.
The what?
The birthday cake.
Gross.
You've never heard it called that?
No.
Oh.
That's a common thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never heard that.
It's the general quarters birthday cake. Like they
That's-
secure the head so you can't go, but people have to go. So they leave their general quarters station and they go to the head. But for some odd reason, they only ever use one.
Probably
almost
because
like-
inspection
almost like
is
it's-
about to happen right after.
It's for the memes,
But a birthday cake?
Yeah.
I would think of like a 7-layer dip or something like that.
We always call it the birthday cake because you got poo, paper, poo, paper, poo, paper.
I don't know about you guys, but all this talk is making me thirsty.
I would like to rinse my mouth out from this conversation.
Leon, you need anything? Okay, buddy.
Gross.
Last time I got sick, like I said, not too long ago, it was miserable. So I sincerely feel for him right now.
Maybe we should get him some ginger ale for his tum-tums.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Some Criscas?
I don't think that'll help.
No, Crisco would probably be terrible. What would hydrate him?
Hmm?
The electrolytes are very important right now.
Yeah, get him ginger ale. Maybe 7.
Have you guys ever drinking Pedialyte?
I have.
It
Little known
is
fact,
gross.
if you drink too much Pedialyte, you can actually make yourself very sick.
Well, I wouldn't know because I was already sick.
So before I go get the drinks, I'll tell you this. Pedialyte, my old football coach used to say, drink half a Pedialyte the day before a game and half a Pedialyte the day of the game. We would get the big jugs. He was like, make sure you mix it with water. Do not drink the entire thing of Pedialyte. Whatever. You say that to a 21-year-old kid. He's like, okay, well, sounds good.
Wait, did you say high school coach?
No, my old football coach. For back in the Navy when I was overseas, we had a football team on base.
Okay, because I'm thinking immediately high school, and then
No.
you're like, yeah,
Well,
you know me
I
as a
could-
dumb
I could
21-year-old.
I could understand that.
He said 21, and I was like, huh. Explains so much right now.
Yeah, I figured out that over hydration with the saline and everything in a Pedialyte will make you projectile vomit. Very much so.
Interesting. I
So
just
anyways,
plan
so-
on never drinking it again.
Ginger ale for Leon. What do you guys want?
Huge.
Okay. What about
Yeah,
you?
the same.
All right, I'm just going to get some water. I'll be back.
Okay.
Oh, God. That poor guy.
That is so gross.
I mean, better out than in.
True. I mean, I guess we've been sharing our fair share of stories, but still, just hearing it is... I feel bad. We need some candles in here. Why hasn't Karen put candles in here, actually? Come to think of it, you would think that'd be a part of the decor.
Yeah, but she bought a bunch of citrus candles, and I hate citrus.
See, I would prefer that.
No.
You know
it
what I
just-
hate is, like,
ugh.
the fall and Christmas smells. Pine. Nutmeg.
I hate you so much. right now.
Pumpkin. Why?
Those are my favorite smells.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like we may have talked about this before.
I don't know, but they are the best smells.
Oh, no way. I think they're just because they're too strong. I like the subtle ones, not necessarily citrus, but if it's fruity or, you know, like those scents that are not real scents, like summer rain or fresh linen.
How is fresh
Those-
linen not a thing? You've never like gotten laundry and like got a good sniff on?
Well, I'm saying yes, but that laundry is a part of the detergent that was used to wash it. But to have a separate scent that's called fresh linen,
Yeah. Smells good.
I don't know.
It's actually my wife's favorite scent too, fresh linen. I love it when you change your towel out. I don't know if you do like a new towel every day, because I don't. It's like,
No, every day is pretty often.
yeah, that's too much. So I will use the same towel for a couple days. But when you pull that fresh towel out and you get a good one, and we have all white towels, so when you smell that bleach when you're drying your face off for the first time, it's a good sniff.
I don't bleach my laundry, so I don't know.
Why not?
I just don't.
How do you keep them white?
I barely divide them up and wash lights and darks.
Oh, well, we occasionally do. Most of the time, they're not changed out. Like, we'll just throw it all. Whatever's in the basket goes in the laundry basket or goes in the wash machine, and then you wash that. But sometimes, when the whites get a little dingy, we throw them in bleach.
That I can see, and I think my wife does do that, but I haven't been home in so long, I don't know. Because now for here, I just put a lot of that stuff in Taz laundry,
Yeah, here it's
just-
different.
I can't even promise you what I get back is necessarily mine, because sometimes the bag is ripped open.
Oh, that's the worst.
Hey, got the drinks.
Okay.
Sweet. And parched.
Jesus, is he still dying in there?
Yes.
Leon! Ginger ale.
Oh, there's your answer.
All right, well, I'm going to leave it next to the door, buddy.
Hopefully he doesn't
Oh.
open it. We were just talking about different types of smells that we could bring back in here.
I'm looking at that Fab, what do we call it? Fab Bleach Soul? Fab Bleach Soul? Just Fabuloso Bleach and Pine Sol.
Simple
I think
green.
that's what you said.
Yeah, I don't remember.
If only we had a way to play back what we had said earlier.
I don't know if I'd really want that, if you think about it, because...
Yeah,
you know,
I wouldn't
times-
really want to relive that conversation we were having.
Nah,
What,
well, not
you guys
that.
talked about it?
That's gross.
Well, no, we were saying, like, what if you had the ability to play back conversations you had? You know what I'm saying? Like, how often would we say something and then I'll use the perfect example, my wife, be like, oh, really? And then play back exactly what I said 7 months ago.
But she said that to you, like during an argument?
No. If I'm saying if we had that ability in
Yeah.
life, like everybody had that ability to play back exactly what went down.
See, here's the worst part about that. You would think that you would apply it to good stuff. I feel like people would be constantly reliving, like, core memories. Like that time that you got super embarrassed when you were a kid or something like that. Like whatever that scarring thing is that sticks out in your brain, it's like, oh God. But it'd be amplified by 10 because you could actually relive it.
Or what if, like, something happened 6 months ago that you had an opinion, right? Let's say President Quest, for example, was on the social media just expressing his opinions, and then 6 months later, like today, something happens and everybody has the ability to replay what you said, like, oh, see, but then suddenly change their own points of view to match what they feel is socially acceptable today.
I feel like you literally just described what social media is.
Well, yeah, but in an audible form, not just pictures
So
and
posting
posts.
a video of
Yeah.
the thing.
Yes, I guess that is
Talking about
exactly
like a press
what I just-
conference or something like that.
Yeah, but I don't even know if I can trust videos anymore with those deep fakes.
Like,
I think
It's
it's
mind-blowing.
creepy.
Yeah.
I think it's mind blowing that people are accepting it.
I think it's less about accepting it and more like, for one, how long has that technology been a thing before we knew that it was a thing? And for two, like, it genuinely makes you conflicted on pretty much anything that you're looking at. Because now that the software is out there, anybody who knows what they're doing with it can apply it to pretty much anything.
Well, and I heard it's not that tough to do, but like, let's say if you are security footage and say you're in a courtroom, right? Wouldn't there be a way to like digitally tag that footage where some forensic investigation would know that it's been tampered with?
Yeah, there is. At least that's what I know from watching TV.
I would imagine, yeah, that would make sense. But at the same time, if you're talking about something basic, like somebody got framed for like robbing a corner store or something, like the forensic people aren't gonna be digging that deep into something like that. They're gonna be like,
they might
dude,
be.
it's you on the camera.
You have the right lawyers to fight that, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have the ability to fight it or have a lawyer that cares about you enough to fight it, you'll probably just end up being stiffed. Like, well, you're not a trustworthy individual, so
That's what I'm
we'll
saying.
believe the cops.
I think if we have the ability to deepfake people enough to where we're framing them for smaller crimes, such as knocking over a corner store and nobody was murdered, then we have the ability to quickly go through that video and find out it's fake.
But what if it was something much more sinister? Like, I don't want you to get in trouble with the law, but I need to tamper with your
Basically, like slander the person.
Yeah. Like, oh, that was you that drove through that red light and caused the accident. Or see, you're in the driver's seat of that DUI, and now that person's reputation is damaged enough to where I'm talking like big House of Cards type
I mean,
stuff,
that
like
is true.
political
When it comes to
advantage
like
and everything.
social media stuff, that's one of the weird things with social media is that you can put something out there, it be completely blatantly false, but all it takes is for that to spread. Like I could see that, like maybe.
Sad thing is, most of the false stuff is what spreads so fast.
Well, and that's what I mean. Like if somebody deepfaked a video of Chris doing something now, and he's running for office 20 years from now, and sure, if you had the original video, you could very clearly see where it was doctored. But what got uploaded online isn't the original video; it's a capture of the video.
With the thousands
then-
and thousands of shares.
Yeah, all
Or
those people who
still
share
shots
it.
that
Yeah, all the people who share it, circulate it. Oh my God, did you see that? Blah 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 blah. And there's no way to catch that. And then people are like, oh, well, they want you to think that it's deep faked because now the technology's out there. So of course they would say that it was faked. You know what I mean?
after the fact, after the damage is done, because now
Yeah.
he's just playing damage control.
Absolutely.
Because I remember back in the days when deep fakes were like first a thing, and maybe you would be innocently online looking for photos of celebrities, for example. And then you're like, I'm not too sure this photo's real. So you zoom in like 80 times to look at the neck to shoulder transition. Like, nope, those pixels are different shades of brown. That's not real. But then
We
you
all know
still-
what type of celebrity photos you were looking at.
Yeah, red carpet.
This all leads to porn. Let's be honest.
I'm just saying, those are the original deep fakes. And if you think about it, the technology was driven by,
Photoshop.
yeah,
I ain't really. It's where we used to do all this. It wasn't about trying to change the videos. We were just trying to change pictures. Now we've upgraded.
Yeah.
that's true.
The next thing will be deep faking live footage.
Or the rock on the body of a scorpion. That was legit.
So awful.
Did you see?
I don't know because you haven't said anything.
So did you see? Spoiler alert for the end of season 2 for The Mandalorian, where there was that person who popped up, right? And everyone was like, "Why do they look?" Really
We've all
weird?
seen it. Why are you being
Yeah.
weird?
Oh, you guys have seen it.
I have.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
when
yeah.
when Luke popped up, Mark Hamill is a very facial expression driven actor, and he did look very off. You could tell that it was CGI'd. And somebody went and did a deep fake of him doing the exact same lines in that part of the scene, and it came out better than the CGI.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe that guy just got himself a job.
Have you ever seen him interviewed? He was on one of the late nights, and he was talking about working on Star Wars, and he did an impression of Harrison Ford. It was immaculate.
I haven't
And
seen that.
It was all about the New Hope. He was talking about how they were filming that scene. They filmed the scene where they're outside of the trash compactor first, before they went inside the trash compactor and filmed the scene. Mark Hamill says to the director, he's like, hey, we are supposed to be coming out of this thing. Shouldn't my hair be like all gross and matted and I'd be all covered and stuff? And then he does the impression of Harrison Ford. Hey kid, look, they're looking at her hair. We're doing it wrong. And it was spot on. It was perfect. And then they showed Harrison Ford talking to the same person. And then they showed him, Mark Hamill, doing the impression of him. And he's like, it's pretty good.
That's funny. So it's really funny that you brought up Harrison Ford, because I just got a photo from my mother-in-law asking my opinion on some woodworking ideas. But you know where he's in, like, frozen in the carbonate stuff.
Carbonite.
Carbonite. Carbonate.
It's not keto, it's carbonate.
Whatever. That's actually pretty funny. I'm just carboning it up all day.
Carbon up.
That's why I got
Anyways,
the waistline.
I'm
idea.
carb loading. Like Harrison Ford in Star Wars, I'm carb loading.
So anyways, she wants to paint a picture of that, but in wood stains. So it's
Okay.
not paint, it's stained into the table. I thought it was a pretty good idea. I've never seen anything done like that
Is it
before.
raised up, or is it just you're drawing
That'd
it?
Well,
be
it'll
very
be
difficult to
2D object painted as much as she can 3D with, shadows and stuff, but in using wood stains to do
I'd be
it.
very curious to see how that comes out, because I think it'd be very difficult to make that effective as a 2D. But if it comes out looking really cool,
Well, I'm sure like it'll have to be viewed head on, not from actually sitting down at the table, but I told her it was a great idea that I've never seen anything like that before.
I think it'd be cool, not as a table, maybe as just a wood picture, something you hang on the wall.
Yeah. Or maybe as a clock.
Yeah.
No, the clocks are dumb. Who would buy that? I don't think anybody would.
Clocks
And,
or
clocks. You know how, like, typically military members get out of the military and then try to sell back, like, old military memorabilia? I have this great idea. Oh.
Like what?
Like a clock with little bullets around the outside as your numbers.
I've actually seen something like that before. Oh, who sold it? HaysGrayGifts.com? I don't remember. Either way, I've seen something similar to what you're talking about. I don't know. There's a couple things I have memorabilia, just collection of things over the, years go by.
Or like the guys that have thousands of command coins. They've been to 7 commands.
I actually saw a guy who had an entire table made out of command coins.
It's too much.
That is insane. He had the entire table, and it was like this epoxy over the top, right? And then against the wall, he had like this aircraft carrier, giant coin holder that was full of coins. Then against the wall, he had this like a picture frame thing with like 100 coins in it. It was like,
there has to be a story for me to collect something. I just need it. It cannot be I'm the guy who has more coins than everybody else just because people give them to me. It has to be a story. Like I have to have physically been at that command or done something to earn that coin.
fair enough.
I don't know. I see a lot of people come out with some really cool coins, but they mean absolutely nothing to me. So why would I buy them? Yeah.
See, and that's what I would be thinking. The practical side of me is the weight put on the wall trying to hang them on display would be too much, so you have to resort to a box in the closet, which serves no purpose. So I don't know.
Like even the ones I have, I do not have on display. They are sitting in my closet on top of my dresser in a giant stein, and they just sit there. I don't need them. I don't need anybody else to see them. I don't care. They're for me to remember stuff.
Yeah, that I can appreciate. Like, I've either done trades, some I have bought because there's some sort of affiliation and no one wanted to trade, but at least like it served a purpose, so to speak, or gifts.
Even the trade thing, I don't see how I'm at one command, you're at another command, how trading a coin with you, what that means to me. Like the only story behind that coin would be, I got this from a friend, I gave him one of mine, he gave me one of his. End of story. No, that's seriously the end of the story. Nothing else on that thing matters. It's an opinion. I know guys that go out and buy all that stuff and have to have those, and but I also know people that do that with shoes, where they have closets of shoes, and shoes are not cheap. They'll buy the new $250 shoes,
or they wait until like watching in queue, waiting for this to drop online at 10 a.m. and they're all sold out by 10:03, and just trying to like, let me get it. That I don't understand.
Same thing with like new consoles when they come out for video games.
Yeah.
Like I do not find it necessary to be the first one to have it.
Do you remember when the Xbox 360 first came out and people were getting like stabbed in Walmart parking lots because they went inside and bought a console? Like I remember being a kid and hearing that and just being like, but why? I don't understand. I
know there are some people that are so rushed to buy like a new game console where they don't read the description, but like on eBay or Marketplace, whatever, it'll legitimately say
the Amazon thing,
blah blah blah, box only, or original packaging and only. Read the description, and down in the description it'll say, original packaging, only opened once, never used, and by God, they're gonna buy that thing for $700.
I think the worst part is the people that are doing it because they know.
Yeah, there's actual Discord servers of guys who like created the little programs to where they're able to circumvent the entire purchasing process online.
Yeah.
See, I can't necessarily be mad at that. Like, it might be improper or inappropriate, but if you have the skill set,
gray. That's for absolute.
I don't think it's gray. I think it's leaning to the bad side.
But I kind of understand what you're saying, though, where it's like, hey, if you have the skill to do it, but that's the problem. A lot of these guys don't have the skill.
I mean, it's a double-edged sword. I mean, I hate that people that don't pay attention enough or are intelligent enough to see through the BS, and I hate that people know that and take advantage of those people. So there's two wrongs there.
Yes.
Okay. And that's still gross.
I feel bad.
At some point, he
I don't think I can
opened the
stomach
door
it anymore.
and grabbed that ginger ale. Because it's gone now.
And it definitely smells way worse out here.
Yeah, I don't think I want to be down here anymore, man.
I don't blame you.
When do I have to come back to actually put in the code?
Well, you could try putting it the first time.
I'm just messing with you. I know how to do it.
Prove it.
When's the next time to do it?
Right now.
It's not right now.
It is in training mode.
Oh my god.
Dude, I'm not letting you fuck this up.
Chris, man, I'm going to put in this code, and then I'm going to deuce out of here.
I don't think I need to watch you peck away at that keyboard with your one-digit typing.
Stop hating
Fat.
on my one-digit typing.
Fat sausage finger typing.
Yeah. Vienna sausage.
How are they so short and so fat?
Fuck you.
Let barbecue sauce dripping off the tips.
Alright, let's get out of here. Well, you get out of here.
Yeah, I'm out. I'll see
So
you guys
he
later.
can-
See you later, buddy.
U.N.A.S.S Midwatch stars Robert Williams, Chris Sharp, Andrew Mingione, and Chris Short. Logo created by Natascha Mingione. Thank you for listening to U.N.A.S.S Midwatch.